Trump recently held an event to thank Border Patrol agents for doing a great job in his eyes. And there was an interesting interaction that happened when he called a man by the name of Adrian Anzaldua. I don't. That's not how you say his name. But anyway, he's a Border Patrol agent.
Yeah, sorry.
Name Adrian. He's a Hispanic American Border Patrol agent and also a dog handler from Texas.
Oh, okay.
So here's the interaction that he had with Trump up on stage.
How did you come here? You're not nervous, right? Speaks perfect English. Come here, I want to ask you about that. 78 lives. You saved 78 people.
But why wouldn't he speak perfect English? He's an American.
He speaks perfect English. That's an unbelievable comment. I know we've gotten used to it, and I know that the right wing is triggered anytime the word racist is used and they need a safe space. But why would you turn to a Latino guy who you're celebrating, an ICE agent that you're trying to applaud, and go, he speaks perfect English?
It's amazing.
Would he, come on, if he was calling up Betsy DeVos, would he be like, here comes Betsy DeVos, she speaks perfect English? Why would he say that? Like, Ryan Cenk speaks perfect English, come on up, Ryan. Like, why?
It's such a random thing to say. It's
Right.
Anyway, he can't help himself. He really can't help himself. But what I also love is the rest of the interaction, which I'll explain to you. So the Border Patrol agent is being rewarded because he caught a smuggler who is trying to smuggle 78 individuals across the border. Now, these are people who are trying to get into the United States. These are not people who are, in imminent danger at that moment, because they're literally trying to escape their own countries from imminent danger. Now, with that said, he's like, you saved these people's lives. No, he didn't. He caught these people and they're gonna get deported back. He's not saving their lives. In fact, based on what's likely to happen to them, they could deal with extreme crime. Their safety could be at risk as a result of that. So I wanna clarify that. Second part of it though is, Trump was like, man, how did you do it? This is amazing. How did you accomplish this? And so he responded by saying that he had his dog. He said he ran the dog to search the car, then opened the latch to reveal, quote, a lot of subjects.
Wow. How did you do it though? That sounds so amazing. Okay, well, good job by the dog, and as we all know,
animals are innocent.
Okay, look, a lot of people are smuggled into the country in those kind of trucks, and then they come here and then and they send money back to their family, and that's why they went through all that hardship, et cetera, et cetera. We understand that, and sometimes people do die in those conditions if it's really hot and they don't do it right, et cetera. So sometimes it can save lives. And in the case of this gentleman, it's his job. He did his job.
Yeah.
He didn't risk his life. He didn't do anything extraordinary.
I'm not hating on him.
Yeah, but bless his heart.
But he didn't do anything amazing. Like he has a dog. The dog sniffed the vehicle. The dog then found people, and then those people got arrested. By the way, these people are at the border at this point.
Yeah, so they would have made it.
Yeah.
Okay, so he didn't really save their lives. It's potentially in a different situation he might have saved their lives, but probably not in that one. But we're not done with the goofiness from Donald Trump. He kept praising ICE and Customs and Border Protection. Now, you guys can figure out what the initials for Customs and Border Protection are, right? It's obviously CBP. Throughout the press conference, he kept calling it CBC. He's like, oh, these guys at CBC are amazing. People are like, what's CBC? What's going on? Who's CBC? Some of these guys at CBC that are Americans even speak English. Come on up here, Adrian.
It's incredible. Like I think about Sarah Palin a lot. I do.
Yeah, because it turns out she got a raw deal.
She really did get a raw deal. Like Sarah Palin, don't get me wrong, she said a lot of stupid things. But I would argue that Trump has said much stupider things. And for some reason, he gets celebrated when saying stupid things, whereas Sarah Palin, got the raw deal.
Yeah, no, and of course, nobody's got any love for Sarah Palin, and she got everything she had coming to her, right? She couldn't even name a single newspaper that she read. She couldn't name a Supreme Court case, et cetera. But Supreme Court cases, we're talking Donald Trump. It's a new low. He can barely speak English. Ironically, given this story, have you seen his tweets? Just the other day, he misspelled special counsel for the 12th time.
Yeah.
It's a special counsel investigating you. You've misspelled it over and over again, and he misspelled it again in a Twitter rant. If Sarah Palin had done 10% of what Donald Trump, and she did, and people ripped into her. But so now you think, hey, look, a lot of people have criticized Donald Trump. That's true, to be fair, right? But do people characterize Donald Trump as stupid as Sarah Palin? Generally speaking, they don't, with an obvious exception of us. I can't stop telling you how stupid he is because it's partly frustrating to me that the rest of the media, for all their criticism of Donald Trump, from time to time will still talk about his strategy and how, but he was a big successful businessman. No, he wasn't. Would it have taken 7 bankruptcies for you to realize that he was a terrible businessman? He went bankrupt 6 times, and I can go on and on. He's way dumber than Sarah Palin.
Right, I mean, look, just think about the debate that Sarah Palin had with Joe Biden. Now, I didn't agree with her at all during that debate, but she carried herself well, way better than Trump ever has, and it wasn't a major disappointment. We were thinking it was gonna be a complete disaster, and it wasn't.
So no matter what you think of her in that debate, et cetera, the flubs that she made that are still legendary, Donald Trump makes on a daily basis.
On an hourly basis.
Every single time, you're right, about at least 3 times a day. So just keep it real on who the dumbest guy in politics is, and it's definitely Donald Trump.
Like this video? That's great, and you never have to miss another episode of TYT by hitting the subscribe button below. And ring the bell to get notified whenever we publish a new video.